certain characters together or just have a bunch of little short stories. We had a website that we would all put our stuff on.
Okay.
Sadly, it's gone down now.
Yeah.
It's not there. But yeah, so that's where I started off my writing bit, was just dabbing in a bit of that.
A bit of Stargate history.
Yep.
Cool. What is your book about? Without giving too much away.
Without giving too much away. Okay, well, it's a space journey, basically, that this crowd from Earth, they're in a space station, and they go out traveling to other places, and the main character has a love interest, and then he's kind of been kidnapped, and now they're going to try and find a way to get him back, with a little bit of a twist here and there. So yeah.
Okay, so they're on a space station, or they're...
Yep.
But a space station is usually stationary, isn't it?
Space station orbits around a planet.
Okay, so it orbits around the planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're off in a different part of like a totally different galaxy altogether.
Okay, and they got their own ship that they go on.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So you got into writing from watching Stargate and onto the websites and that. What other writing do you do?
Well, trying to do a screenplay for, hopefully, to end off how I would like to see Stargate Universe ended, which was it was on a basically on the cliff note or cliffhanger.
Okay, so for the people that aren't familiar with Stargate Universe, where would that be to in the storyline of Stargate?
Oh, it's into the future a bit.
Okay, so we had the movie that came out with Kurt Russell into it.
Yeah.
Then
the series SG-1 ran for 2 years. That's with Richard Dean Anderson.
only 2 years?
No, 10 years.
Oh, 10 years. I was going to say.
10, yeah.
I was going to say there was a lot in 2 years.
Yeah, no, 10 seasons for them.
10 seasons, yeah.
Atlantis came in with 5 seasons, and then SGU came in with 2 seasons, but they were already finished. It was like a year break from Atlantis to when they ended to when Universe started.
And you're writing something to finish off?
To finish off Stargate Universe, to basically bring them home because they're off in a galaxy.
So did that get canceled or did they just stop it? So it actually like network canceled?
Yep.
So you're going to write a story, and how are people going to get this, read the story, or see the story? Are you going to make like a fan film, or going into books, or a website, or what's going to happen there?
Well, it depends. Depends if it's allowed to get filmed, for one, because I don't want to cross any toes or step on any toes from the higher ups that actually own the series. But yeah, I don't know. It could be maybe on my blog site, because I do have a blog. Where I write what I'm doing for any given day or week or year.
Or a week or a year?
Or a year.
Okay.
It's kind of a spanning.
Yeah. So it seems like that with a writer, you're always writing something.
I'm always doing something.
Any news of a part 2 for this one?
Part 2 is still in the works. It's probably about halfway done there now.
So what can you tell us about this one that's going to lead into number 2? You can give away whatever you want. It's up to you. Or you can go in more into this story if you want.
Well, they find out. Okay, well, they rescued a couple of sisters basically on this other planet, and from some evil dudes.
Evil dudes.
Evil dudes. I got to call them that because some people like have trouble trying to call them what they are.
Sure.
So I'm just going to call them evil dudes. So they find out that the sisters basically were the reason why one of the main guys got kidnapped and was off somewhere. So they're the ones that they're trying to get him to come back.
Okay.
So he's trying to figure out how to get home. They're trying to figure out how to get him home, like where he is. And so they find out that it's them that done it, but they're trying to figure a way how to get him back without them knowing.
Okay. So is he somewhere like in another reality or another universe or another planet?
Just another planet.
Oh, just another planet.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're trying to. So do they know where he's to end up?
Not yet.
They don't know he's on this planet.
No.
So he could be out there anywhere, and they just don't know. They just got to track him down.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And so the second book is going to do what? Would that help them?
Basically, yeah. Basically, they're going to find out. Okay, well, this is where this is where he is, because they come across communication that the sisters had with the people that's got him.
Okay.
And they figured out where he was from that.
Okay. Where did you publish your book to? Or how was it published?
I done it myself, and I had no idea what I was doing with CreateSpace, which is now not existent.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it got shut down. And so, yeah, so I don't know. I'll have to find someone or somebody or some company that's going to want to pick me up.
There you go.
And publish the next two.
The next two, yeah.
Next two, yeah. Because the one that I'm doing for that one is, that'll be the end for that that storyline.
That story, yeah.
Yep, because I am writing another one that's a paranormal romance one.
Paranormal romance.
Yeah.
Okay, going through a little bit really quick. Without giving much away again.
Without giving much. Okay, well, basically, the young woman, she was inherited her grandmother's house. It was this old Victorian type.
Sure.
And things start happening. And so now this young man that used to always help her grandmother on the grounds in the house and stuff, like to keep things up. Now the two of them are going to do an investigation to find out what's going on, because things are after happening in the house.
Right, okay.
And so, yeah.
Excellent. So, Karen, if someone wanted to get a copy of your book, how would they get it? How would they contact you?
Well, I'm on Twitter.
Okay.
Official KD Ford. It's on Amazon. .ca and .com.
Okay.
And I also have it linked to my website that I have for my blog site that's on WordPress.
WordPress. Perfect. Great. All right, Karen, well, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back after this. And welcome back, everybody. I want to welcome to the show Sean Pearce, owner of Polar Pressing. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks.
Sean, tell us what Polar Pressing is all about.
Well, Polar Pressing is soft restoration of comic books. People usually have it done before they send it off to be CGC, CBCS, or just to up the value of their comic books that might be damaged in the long run over time.
Now, those few initials you mentioned, what are those? What does that mean?
CGC and
Yep.
CGC and CBCS are both slabbing companies. They encapsulate your comic book and professionally grade your comic book. So if you sent in a comic, let's say it was slightly damaged like this, I would take it, press it out, and turn it into its basic original form, and you can get a higher grade. You can go from a lower grade, say a 9.0, and we'll bump it up to a 9.6, 9.8, you know.
Okay. And how's that done? Is it machines or just a technique?
Well,
or?
it's kind of like telling somebody how the sausage is made, but it's got secrets to it.
Oh, does it? Okay,
yeah,
all right, good enough. We want to ask. Okay.
Yeah, but we use.
Tell us what you're comfortable telling us.
Yeah, but we use. We both use humidity. You need humidity to soften up the fibers of the paper.
Okay.
But then we use heat, low heat, so it doesn't damage the comic books.
Right.
Every comic book, from the golden age to modern age, requires a different amount of temperatures and moisture time.
Is that because of different types of paper that we use?
Yeah, different type
mix?
of paper, absolutely. You know, you got different types, thick pulp versus Baxter versus modern thin paper.
Okay.
But usually requires then a nice cool down time of 24 hours, and then after that, your comic should be top going. Sometimes it requires 2 pressings, up to 2. I've pressed certain books that needed, multiple, fixtures that required, up to 3 pressings and stuff. So,
how long does the procedure, like for a comic like this size here now, how long does the process for something like that?
Well, the first thing is, the cleaning process usually can run anywhere between about 5 minutes to. I've worked on a book a whole night trying to, get it as clean as I can get it.
Okay.
There's new processes they're coming out with constantly, things called peroxide baths and things like that to whiten paper. But generally speaking, it can take up to 1 day for the process of getting it from bam, from my table
Yep.
to in the press, and then when it's in the press, it takes about a 24-hour cool down period.
Okay.
If you take it out before that, you can undo all the damages that you, or all the things will return now, all the
Sure.
previous damages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is it only comic books that you work on?
Now I've done various cards and magic cards, but PSA, which is another grading slabbing company, they're very particular on it. So unlike comic books, it can be detectable
Oh, can
because
it?
yeah, you can flatten out the comic books a little or the cards a little too much. Now if they're only for a player's use,
Yep.
no problem, I can help them with that. But if it's for investment purposes,
Yep.
yeah, we can have problems with that.
Oh, wow.
So I have done magic cards and stuff like that, but it's so tedious, and
Yeah.
so I usually stick to comic books, what I love, which is what I grew up with. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And where did you come up with the idea for polar pressing?
Well, I realized how much money people were spending on sending their books away, and I just wanted to do something for Newfoundland because I was getting out of the hobby of collecting, so I wanted to be able to do something, offer it back, and I knew nobody in the province was doing it, and I only cater to Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yeah.
I've been asked for all over the place.
Sure.
But I have a graphic design background. I was able to apply that to it. I did 4 years training for pressing.
Yeah.
On my downtime, and I learned from the best, Michael Sorensen, who wrote the book on it. And then I just, once I felt comfortable doing it, I pressed all my own books, valuable books, and I said, okay, now's the time.
Now's the time. So somebody's got a comic that needs help with, they'll get in contact with you, a couple of days work, and then, so do you ship it off to these companies who value it, or do you send it back to the client and then they send it off?
The clients usually come to my office and we'll do it there.
Okay.
All right, and all my consultations are free, and I let them know what I can do for them and what I can't do for them.
Right.
And when they come there, then I show them what I did and what I couldn't get done. So,
Do you do any art touch-ups on the comics?
no, see, that would be considered hard restoration.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
there's
so
a
that's when you
difference.
get like a purple label or something like that.
Yeah.
So I avoid that at all costs.
Oh, okay.
That's also a different artistry altogether.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But I do consider this a science and an artistry. Like,
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. It's very zen to do it too.
Yeah.
But I wanted to reduce the cost for Newfoundlanders any way I could because it's so expensive on all avenues. So
Without giving away like your costs or anything, like, say this guy here, roughed up a little bit.
Yep.
He's got a few little bends and all that kind of stuff. What would you be looking at, something like a rough price?
well, that's a modern book. I have a 4-tier system.
Okay.
So my tier system would be tier 1, anything under $500
Yep.
is $15.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and that could be any age, any era whatsoever. Tier 2 is anything under $1,000. Tier 3, and that's $20. And tier 3 is anything that, say, has an insert, a poster, has something a little extra, cards,
Yep.
gatefolds,
Sure.
things like that, oversized treasury books.
Yep.
And that's 30. And then we have the 4th tier, which is the grandfather tier. That is anything over $1,000. So I do 3.5% of the going GPA, the going price value, and then $20. That's it.
So a comic book that would be worth over $1,000.
Yeah.
Are we talking a lot of comic books like that?
Oh yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. I do a lot of books. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I say since I'm going on my 4th year now.
Yeah.
I say I've pressed. I'm going to have a promo what I'll run when I do my 10,000th book. So, and I'm approaching that. So.
10,000 books.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Well, Sean, if someone wanted to get hold of the Polar Press, get them to do some work for you, how do they contact you?
They can get a hold of me. The best way is to email me, polarpressing@gmail.com. I'm also on Instagram at polarpressing. And I also have a Facebook page at Polar Pressing.
Polar Pressing, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, thank you for coming on the show today and telling us all about Polar Pressing.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back after this. And I'd like to welcome to the show Michael Fisher, producer, songwriter, and legend Michael Fisher. Welcome to the show, sir.
Legend in my own mind.
Legend in everybody's mind.
Thank you, Darren.
Okay, let's start off. Producer, Tales from the Mist. Did I say that correctly?
You did. Tales from this
Good.
Newfoundland Ghost Stories.
Tell us all about it, sir.
Well, it started actually when I was in Ottawa. My wife Shannon and myself have an interest in paranormal. I've lived in a haunted house. I've been in several. And that's another story. We did a special called Bytown Ghost Stories. And there was haunted museums in Ottawa and around the region. And when we moved here in 2000, back here, we said we should do ghost stories with Newfoundland flavor. So Tales from the Mist one we did in 2001 with Stephen Jackson, a songwriting partner of mine, and Shannon hosting. And then a couple of years later we did number 2, and which aired on Rogers TV.
Okay.
And then we did number 3, which was all Bell Island stories, and Henry Crane was the producer behind that. So I don't have that on our YouTube page.
Right.
And then we did number 4 about 3 years ago, I think, 2018.
Okay.
And featuring Catherine Snow, who was the last woman hung in Newfoundland. She haunts the courthouse downtown.
Okay.
And Spring-Heeled Jack was a legendary figure from English folklore, but last appeared on, I think it was, Merry Meeting Road in early 1920s.
Okay.
And there's a plaque on a house that says with the last appearance of him. So he's this creature that bounces across, jumps from building to building. And we also did a story called The Devil's Hand, which I played Satan. That was kind of fun.
There you
and
go.
Basically, he challenges a card master to a game to collect a soul, and he loses. And he got so mad he slammed a rock, left a handprint in it. So we recreated these stories, and they're all from books. Mike Lannon, produced one. Dale Jarvis stories.
Dale,
so
yeah.
we just read short stories and say, well, how can we visualize these and bring them to life? So we get friends like yourself to come in and play, and so we're going to do number 5, and be ready for the call.
Anytime. Love to help out.
Yeah.
So the stories, are they actually are they fiction or nonfiction or
Well,
or
apparently
legend
they're
or?
all based on some sort of truth.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we did one in Tales 1, we called the Musical Ghosts of Monte Vista.
Yeah.
And I was in a band called Neon.
Right.
And we stayed at a 200-year-old house.
Oh, that's
myself, the sound tech, and the guitarist.
Right on.
And throughout the night, I heard footsteps going up and down.
Yes.
The stairs, I heard what sounded like a record player. Like you would take a needle and put on a record.
yes, yeah.
But there was no record player in the house.
Oh, that's different.
And over the bed with all these weird jars full of stuff. So I based it on that. So there's a
Okay.
couple things from my experience.
Right on, yeah.
Yeah. So and the short stories, like with Dale Jarvis books,
Yep.
they're all based on word of mouth stories. So I imagine they've been a bit expanded.
Yes.
But there's some sort of
A little bit of truth there somewhere.
some.
Now, you mentioned music. You're a bit
Yes.
of a musician.
I am. I
Tell
started.
us.
Well, I was in Newfoundland's second punk band. Originally, the Slime was the first, Wallace Hammond. But the reaction, we went a lot farther and played off in the mainland and did a lot of shows here. Your hometown, for example, was a stronghold in 79, 80.
79, 80.
We almost got signed to April Wine's label.
Oh, tell us about that quick if you can.
Well, okay, very quickly.
Yep.
We did release 145, the 45 RPM
Yes.
single that sells for about 1,000 on eBay now.
Seriously?
Yeah, and
Wow.
it's a collector's item worldwide. And Aquarius Records in Montreal, Donald K. Donald heard our demo from the second
Right.
series of recordings. It looked at us for about 6-7 months,
Yep.
then didn't hear nothing. And they were looking at a band called the Pinups, which is Sass Jordan's band.
Right.
And then they signed Corey Hart. So,
Oh.
well.
That was a bit of a flip.
Yeah, whatever. Music
whatever.
business is just full of disappointments. Yeah.
Full of disappointment. And you're also a local TV producer.
Well,
Yes,
I
you are.
produce your show.
You do! Thank you for that.
And Pocket Universe, it's
Yes.
awesome when we get to highlight all the creative minds in Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yeah.
Artists, actors, well, you've interviewed
I've
them all.
interviewed them.
Yeah.
Interviewed
And I
all
should
of them.
interview you now. Tell
Yes,
me,
sir.
Darren, how did you get involved in the show?
How did I get involved with the show? That's a good question. I've always been into sci-fi all of my life, growing up watching Star Trek and Star Wars and Space 1999 and
Yeah.
Buck Rogers and all these titles that I'm saying now that people probably younger than me have no idea what they are.
Well, I met you way back, and you were brought the first sci-fi convention to Newfoundland.
Yes.
So I bought the first punk band, you brought the first sci-fi.
This is true.
You're a legend as well.
I wouldn't say that. That's going
Yeah.
too far.
But anyway, yeah, so I thought this would be a good opportunity for Rogers TV to have a
Yep.
show like this.
Yes.
And I thought you would be an excellent host because
Thank
you're
you
so
for-
well connected in the community. And
Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah,
I
no,
love
that's
doing
good.
it because the amount of people that we have interviewed for these last 2 seasons, we've had everybody from actors to comic book writers, comic book colorists. We've had people that do horror podcasts,
cosplayers.
cosplayers. Oh my goodness! I think every faction of anything to do with anything geeky and nerdy in the province of Newfoundland that we've had on the show, and everybody, like, I just love talking to these people because it's like just me talking to my buddies and just putting it out there for all the world to see, because a lot of stuff that we talk about, a lot of people don't know about it. And the amount of talent that's here in this province is overwhelming. Like, I go to a lot of conventions on the mainland, downstates, and I see costumes down there, and I'm thinking, like, the folks back home do just as
Yeah,
good.
it's just as well, yeah.
And
Just
the
as good.
yes, and the acting back home is just as good, if not better. And everything is here, and like the talent in this province is amazing, and I love it. And like I say, thank you for the opportunity of asking me to do this, because this is a real nerd dream. This is to
Yeah.
talk to everybody all the time.
Well, speaking of nerdy, these are prescription.
Oh,
I'm
are
not
they?
normally this cool.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Okay, no, okay. I thought you were going for like the Roy Orbison
I could, yeah.
coolness thing.
The
right?
lights are so bright.
The lights are so bright, right? Could you sing a little bit of what's a pretty woman?
Oh, yeah, Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. No, that was another. Can't remember the band.
Can't remember the
on
band.
that.
That was another time.
Yeah.
In the, well, very good. All right, sir. So I want to say thank you to everybody that watched this season. Thank you to Mike, producer, Marion, Julia. Why did I say Marion? I have no idea, because there's a sign behind her that says Marion.
Yeah,
Julia,
Darren on your mind.
Marion on my mind. Julia, Perry, Amanda, come here. Come. We're good.
We're wrapping the
We're
show.
not. We're wrapping the show. Come out
Right.
here, honey. I want to say a big thank you to Amanda, who let us come in here and play for a week at Heroes and Hobbies. Amanda
Yeah.
is the, come over here, Amanda.
And Thomas.
Come over here, sit down next to me. Amanda is the owner of Heroes and Hobbies. Come over, Thomas, say hello.
Thomas, over here.
Come over. So everybody got a wave now, see? All right, thank you very much. Bye, guys.
Bye. Where were you? Over there? Yeah. See you later.
Thanks, Darren.
And welcome back, everybody. I'm here now with Jeff Power, whoever the devil is. Jeff Power. No, I forgot what he was with Avalon. What did we say we're going to go with?
Organizer.
Organizer. Sorry, okay. And this is like number 13 for today for me. Sorry, Jeff.
Justin, two Justins.
Hello.
Actually. Philip and two Justins.
And welcome back, everybody. Now we have the privilege of having a guest, Michael Fisher. Let's do that again. That sounded so sick. Do that again. Let's do that again. No,
Privilege I like.
Privilege.
Yeah.
Privilege, okay.
All right.
Dude forgot his comics.
No, that's for her. That's your
Oh, okay.
And in.
Focus.
Ready? 5, 4.
Stop it!
Mike. All right.
Wait. Don't
Sorry.
5 4 yet. Wait.
Wait.
Last one.
All right.
This is the gold medal.
This is it.
Yeah.
We're not stopping, okay?
Okay.
All right. 5, 4, 3.
And I want to welcome to the show. I can't do this. Let me see. Calm down. Relax.
All right, you're good.
We should do like just a blooper show. Like
Well,
this.
it will be.
On today's show, we have Amanda Skinner, owner and operator of Heroes and Hobbies, Wayne Leonard, the pirate, Salty Dog, and Adrian Beaton from Jack Axis. Stick around.
Let's do it again.
I get stuff in my head, and then he starts, and it's like, blah, blah, and then my brain goes to mush.
Okay, you're going to come out of Captain America up there?
Listen, will you stop it?
4, 3, 2.
Darren, you should try this one. It's a Batman comic.
I'm not right into Batman for some reason. I don't know why. Oh.
You're not a fan of Batman.
No. That didn't work.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
Close.
No, but he didn't say the voice. He was like, "Arr." 3, 2. I want to say a big thank you to all of our guests today. And I took Salty's treasure, so I screwed that up. I forgot to say come back next time.
Come back next. Yes. I can do it. In 3, 2, and 1.
I want to see big. Oh,
I want to see big.
I want to see big.
I want to see big.
And you
One.
can haul out your purse then and pay for it.
Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
And I want to see. Oh, for.
3.
Is what?
His name is not under.
He's making a joke about my
Under
shirt.
Armour. Okay, let's go. 6.
Can he not come back tomorrow?
Don't tell him that he won't.
There, right under Armour. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, get in the skeety mood.
Hey, watch out there, Thomas.
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 But,
They're over there. Call them over there. There you go.
all right.
Now you hold on to them, Darren.
Okay, in 3.
Hold on. How about if I get down here like this?
Sure. 3. You didn't rip anything, did you?
And welcome back. I want to welcome to the show Phil Guy, owner and operator of. Can't get that. Noble Mini. Why can't I say Noble?
I don't know.
All right, go again, Mike.
If you have a comment about this program,